Home prices too high? Not sure if you'll ever get to buy a home? Well, stop trying to do things the right way. Just be a criminal. In fact, not only will the government make getting a home easier, they'll even take taxpayer money and give it to you to help pay for it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Cheekiness aside, I'm talking about Assembly Bill 1840 in California. The bill just passed the Senate and awaits approval in the California State Assembly, which is likely to happen given that California's state legislature is Democrat-controlled. Governor Gavin Newsom hasn't indicated whether he'll sign the bill, and I think we all know that chances of him approving it are higher than him vetoing it. If you think California couldn't get any nuttier, then buckle up, buttercup. This bill would expand the California Dream for All program. What is it? Glad you asked. It launched last year and is devised as a down payment assistance program for first-time homebuyers. It can be used in conjunction with the Dream for All conventional first mortgage for a down payment or closing cost assistance. The homebuyer doesn't even have to repay the original down payment until the house is sold or transferred. At that point, they will have to repay the original amount plus a share of the appreciation and the value of the home. So what's wrong with this bill? Well, it's not for you and it's not for me. It's for illegal immigrants who want to buy a home in California. It would take that statewide California Dream for All program for down payment assistance and expand it to include illegals.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
Democrats are tooting the bill's horn as promoting equality by helping provide opportunities to illegal immigrants that Americans already have. Don't you like how equality always comes with a price tag for American citizens?
Well, they was probably your first fix.
Seriously, though, the purpose of this bill is for Californians to bend over and get spanked by Big Daddy California.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
That's right, you. It says that an individual, quote, shall not be disqualified solely based on the applicant's immigration status. Being a legal American citizen is so not cool anymore. Didn't you get the memo? They will receive assistance for a 20% down payment, up to $150,000. The only requirements? You must be a first-time homebuyer and a first-generation homebuyer. It also requires the illegal immigrant to be below a certain income level relative to the county they reside in. Now, I'm curious how someone who busted into the country illegally is expected to follow the law when they sell their house. Like, they're really going to pay anything back, especially the increase in the value of the home? Please. They broke into the country and then stole welfare services and public school services from your kids, and now we think they're going to be honest and pay back a loan?
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, every millennial is looking at the housing market and waving goodbye to their desire to own one. They now have to look at some border jumper and watch them get one. Why do Americans always come last? Why do illegal immigrants get down payment assistance, but some middle-class family of legal citizens don't? Helping someone buy a home is a huge handout, one that will bring generational wealth. They get the home, and even if they do repay the loan, they get to build wealth without any risk, without any effort. It's the government picking winners and losers, and apparently American citizens are the losers. Even though the bill is for illegal immigrants, it still requires either a taxpayer identification number or a social security number, thus adhering to federal requirements for loans. These are two things that illegal immigrants shouldn't have, so how that works, who knows? I guess the bill is a big old winky wink to illegal immigrants to steal a social security number or falsely establish a taxpayer identification number. Assemblyman Joaquin Arambula, the author of the bill in California, says that, quote, without the intentional law that we are introducing, we felt that there were complexities and questions that many in the immigrant community would have. I think you mean illegal immigrant. What about those immigrants who went the legal route, paid the fees, waited in line, had to work long hours for many years just so they could try to afford their own home? Oh, so just them, I guess, right? But it gets better, though. Oregon saw what California was doing and said, hold my beer. Oregon has something called Hacienda Community Development Corps. This program offers up $30,000 exclusively to illegal aliens for down payment assistance.
You dumb bastards.
Yes, you heard that right. Exclusively to illegal aliens. Legal American citizens are not allowed. It's almost, dare I say, discriminatory? This isn't made up. State Representative Ed Diehl has since confirmed this weird stipulation. He's verified the authenticity of program documents that contain eligibility requirements, stating that you must be a non-citizen. The Hacienda CDC program is funded in part by the Economic Equity Investment Program. It was established by the Economic Equity Investment Act, Senate Bill 1579, which passed in 2022. This law set aside $23 million for economic equity initiatives, including buying land and property. Where does the EEIP get its money? Well, it comes from both Oregon taxpayers and, you guessed it, federal taxes via HUD. That means we're all paying for it now.
Well, isn't that special?
What are we even doing in this country anymore? Do you think the Founding Fathers would stand for any of this? No, but then again, they aren't giant pussies like most of America. I'm really feeling the vibes that crypto king Max Kaiser was putting out at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville last month.
Do, what Ayn Rand suggested. If you're not treated well in your country, leave. Get the fuck out. Go to a real country like El Salvador with a real leader, with real people and real entrepreneurialism. Fuck the U.S. They're not giving you what you want. You don't get freedom of speech. You don't get freedom of expression. You don't get freedom or any kind of freedom. Move with your feet. The voting, not going to get you nothing. Walk out. Walk.
Thanks for listening to Broad Thinking. Be sure to tune in next week for an all-new episode. In the meantime, be sure to check out my interview with former FEMA employee Celeste Solom. She's been spilling the beans on what the global elite's malevolent plans are. An expert in synthetic biology, she breaks down the dangers of nanotechnology that is in everything from the food we eat to the air we breathe. We also discuss hydrogel, the Antichrist and beast system being set up, the demonic symbolism at the Olympics, black goo technology, aliens, the COVID vaccine, depopulation, solar weather, and magnetic pole shifts. If that's not enough, stay tuned and she'll explain how the powers that be are planning yours and mine decapitation. This interview is too spicy for YouTube. Check it out only on alternative media sites like Rumble, BitChute, and Brighteon.